we are working on our Ford Fiesta 2012 B-Spec car. Disassembled the OEM stock rear end as far as shocks and coil springs. We've had this specific shock coil spring package that Bilstein and Ford came up with for the B-Spec series. So we're installing our Bilstein rear shocks and our Bilstein provided coils. Here's the coil spring that's going to be sitting where the OEM one was, like that. So our next step is to get this bolted up, bring the rear trailing arms up, cinch the coils up, bolt the shocks in, and we'll be good for the rear. Okay, now that we got our coil springs in place with our coil spring lower adjustable hats, I'm bolting up the shock. Got the shock in place, which is holding the coil springs in place. I'm gonna cinch that up, and then we'll go ahead and put the rear tires on and get it down on the ground and let the coils take a set. Don't drop your tools, by the way. Doing all this by hand, just in case I don't want to cross thread anything. Make sure everything goes in tight. Sometimes when you use air impacts, they have a tendency to have some bruised beefcake, and you wind up doing damage. Okay, now we've got the Fiesta B-Spec down on the ground. We got our Bilstein shocks and coil springs in the rear. It's on wheels and tires, stock wheels and tires for now. We do have our Toyo race tires and Sparco racing wheels coming. So we'll get those on eventually. But right now, rear end seems to be race ready. Now we've disassembled one side of the OEM front end strut on the Ford Fiesta B-Spec. We're going to be bolting in our Bilsteins here shortly. Okay, so the OEM strut that comes on the Ford Fiesta has a longer spring, which the Bilstein enables you to lower the vehicle up to 50 millimeters, which is approximately 2.5 inches. Take a little, give a little. And you can adjust your ride height from there. But same pivot locations, as you can see, you know, they still have your stock brake mounting mounts, brake line mounts. This was for the ABS line, which now this supersedes this. Basically, all you have to do is take the top strut cap off of the OEM strut and put it on the Bilstein, which is here and already installed. That is what mounts up into the upper wheel well of the vehicle. The difference between the Bilstein, as well as you can see here, the shock shaft is huge. And then the Ford factory one obviously is a good shock shaft, but nothing like the competition that Bilstein puts into their shocks. All right, now we have our front left done with our Bilstein coilover strut, and we'll go from there. Hooked everything up, sway bars back in stock OEM location. Bilstein does a great job on making everything perfect for OEM application bolt up. So used all the stock hardware, everything looks good. They even supply you these little black standoff zip ties where you can go ahead and put the ABS line back in any location you want, stock location, etc. Okay, now we're done with the front end. We've got our Bilstein front struts on, ready for lowering. I'm gonna put the stock wheels and tires back on. We'll lower it, get it down to the ground, see what she does.